Abushani Kumo or Channel is Hoxie Age Politics Avenue. Podcast or training because making headlines. And a Jim Rena be Exumo, need him Yahu Braximu. When you are shock say your political highways, no, a yedema any awesome Kotua. Now, Ninani say, Kevin Taylor, at me a baby no may be so afa, Samira Umiahu. Chere say, Abra na or ye second lady no of the land, no. Or Tabri Ghana Fusika high private jet. It means ko India ko he kunkum bagia unia wajemre na obe nchirema yensu ya suma idibi eksomo yemunram na ehwene ko ani de ba abra wajemre na otusuja edi egu Samira ba umia eso ha AG Politics Avenue
Fansa MPP NDC ebie ewo Ghana ha etumi aboa Ghana ebesinde. I want to show you the records. Maka kiremo MPP fo agimi ba umia na yirinya tumi private jet na mko hwe kunkumbaji wa India. Kwasiafo yeti krom ha ye nkankofo we asem. Now NDC ba power share the number of funds are omebie and all these funds sa eye eto we nyina no ana foto we nyina no eye foto a aboa Ghana. Now NDC for be a National Health Insurance Fund. NDC for be sa National Health Insurance Fund no Monshe boa aboa Ghana. And this for NBA Ghana Education Trust Fund, Get Fund. And this for NBA. Sanyoma we nyina boa my Monshe the number of classrooms. Enkwara omotwenya opportunity to go to school because of Get Fund. Communities are yet to see schools for both senior and junior high schools, and even basic schools. Schools are spreading on Ghana. Sika every Get Fund mwaba. Sa futowe NDC ne we are talking about social security, we have district assembly common fund, and non friend DACF, and no NDC for the buy. Sa common fund way district assembly. As we speak, district assembly, a hona do don sika free. Edi boa in Yuma a district by district ewo Ghana. NDC for the district assembly common fund buy. The same NDC and the SNIT, Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, NDC for the sa fund we buy. NDC for and making sure say workers in Ghana at the end of the day, housing, investment fund, any state social fund system, NDC for the introduce by Ghana. It won't. NDC for almost the foot will be bar and the menoka say, I know mumbe brain, munimum percent this, and this is the way you buy NPP for bakumpom buy. Now, Oko Bibi to say livelihood empowerment against poverty. Leap, almost leap loan, leap sika NDC na de buy. Sa air fund we NDC for ne kofal fund we buy omuna omde abeboa Ghana for bebre. They be an NDC for adwene mo ho MPP for ye reform kwasiafo. They don't do anything. Toilet no musi omusi toilet you no we discard no we demand no kuni pa no ko okoka house ai odidi atem odidi otu for atem enkwasiade MPP ya no. Now you go to Savannah Accelerated Development Authority SADA NDC na de buy and MPP for ba no mugu no. Time NDC this SADA buy Manaza Azuri kwasiampanyi na kwateboto na yire eto na oni adwumaye no ono na nanim sa ayuwom kwasiampanyi betwa ntro se sada e na confirm to and why depressed the America obeko school akobiso bewu ontumi nya de papa bia na brabom. He is going to beg and eat. That is how he's going to live his life. Because the journalism, so-called journalism career, and it started on a bad foot. He was a liar. He lied through the anything he has been cursed like that. He always looks miserable. He looks sick. He will always struggle because they will hide behind, I am going to school. They will hide behind, I am going to school. But they will live like poor chicken. Because you see, these are people who are not truthful. SADA, NPP bar power. And I'm changing SADA, NDA, Northern Development Authority, tricycles, DNDA, equipment at John Mahama buying a toy, say Yediba empower the people in the north. NPP bar power na Samira, anybody umia change dino, and town tricycles in their car over 600, and the bar santimember chicha santifo, any edian, account for, and omuja is rebufono. Omuye no mugu SADA, change dino, and this in a SADA buy. Na a fund, a footwall. Now we can talk about Ghana Stabilization Fund, GSF, and this in the buy. Ghana, MPP, they have no idea about governance. They don't care about you because that is what they do. These are all NDC initiatives. These are all because NDC for one policy. Wait, what is bigger than these policies? These are bigger than policies. So you see on the screen, they are 100 times bigger than policy. What is policy? This is policy. It was the MPP for Roma Jimmy. Now you go to what we call a Ghana Heritage Fund, GHF, Sa Fund-Det, NDC na debaye. This is what changes lives. When necessary brabo, when necessary nipa abrabo, sa nyoma we and direct impact on citizenry. Where muna etumi dani community, a dani constituency, a dani people's lives. When etumi change abrabo, these are the afutwa and afutwa John Mahama NDC active from 1992 abesine. This is what is running Ghana government. MPP ba power be no more be discano. Now you can talk about Ghana Heritage Fund, Ghana Petroleum Fund, GPFs or GSF plus GHF. Sa Ghana Petroleum Fund and NDC na de baye. Fotwa ye tu petrol ani ye sika bia kotum. MPP buy no mu disika nyina. Mokai. Ye freke no furata made ba parliament say sa eye petroleum fund sika na ayira na efa he. Can of furata ntumi ama ye answer. Or so it was a contingency there and no first sika nyina no die. Sa petroleum fund no eye NDC na de baye. This is policy. When you friend policy. Policy is a decision that you put together to change the lives of people. You can put a decision in your head. You can take a decision with a group, but if it does not change the lives of the people positively, that is not a policy. And these things, they have changed thousands and thousands of people, their lives. These are crazy achievements. You don't underestimate these things. Now, we can talk about a National Youth Employment Program, NAPE, NDC na Dubai. Yes. NYEP. NDC na de sa efo de baye National Youth Employment Program sa fund no sa sika ne da to ama mebunu so mo benye sika de adi djuma ebi mu enya de money as a young entrepreneurs from school graduate NDC na de baye. Now we can also talk about School Feeding Program Fund, NDC na de baye. School Feeding Program NDC, School Feeding Program Fund, no, NDC na de baye. These are all funds. We can talk about the energy sector levy, and then friend ESLA, no. Send your energy sector recovery fund for power sector debt and fuel stability. Your energy sector, no, John Mahama ni NDC for Eshadati, a Yafutubia, Yadisika gum, your Tom Petrobia, near 2 Petro Ghana, near the gum, says Sebio, a Kaba, Edian, your energy sector, Sasi Kadibini, na Yadia Kotiakano, MPP buy a Baomia, and mobile no Bedisicano. Time I free power. Na sika World Bank de Maya say $500 million. Nobody nina. Na say na NDC for sabaya obabetua sika no esade bia beka ho. This is what we talk about changing the life of a nation. When your friend policy. Inti de bia no besa Ghana 40 bia say senior NDC echechire man no. Sorry. Let me clarify something here. Leap. It came under Kufuor, and then what happened was that John Drummond Atamils expanded it. So we give that credit to Kufuor. Leap, which is livelihood empowerment against poverty. It was Kufuor and a Leap started here. Atamils is by or expanding. So don't get this wrong. We want to put. Set the record straight. We don't want anyone to sit anywhere else and say leap Kufuor de baye. But for all the funds I've listed here, Bakope and a Kufuor or the leap biaba and no crano John Evans Atambos by no be expanding no Kufuor the leap by na fiabi na nko baby Sad no friend livelihood empowerment against poverty no. Kufuor and introduce here Atambos by no be expanding no. Until you have to understand say the NDC no they govern, they change lives. But Mr. P, Monfa one district, one factory, this are logo nimbra na me Ghana for. The NPP is a stupid political party. They don't care. It's all about slogans. It's all about words now. You use words. Oh, Africa beyond aid. Oh, one district, one factory, one consensus, one dam, 1 million. Oh my Jimmy, nothing changes lives when it comes to the NPP. They can't change lives. And the MPP need to be to TV. So, oh, mama your policy. Who will start the policy where you're saying Ghana beyond aid, Africa beyond aid, one district, one factory, one consensus. And so what Jimmy? This is what we call policies. When necessary, bravo. Now look at Ghana, your economy ni Ghana ya brabo. Now you cannot run Ghana today without these things. You can't. Can you run Ghana without Senate today? No. You can't run Ghana without ESLA. No. You can't run Ghana without a National Health Insurance Fund. You can't. You cannot run Ghana without Social Security. You can't run Ghana without SADA. And I say SADA number 2. You can't. You can't run Ghana without Ghana Stabilization Fund. You can't. You cannot run Ghana without Ghana Heritage Fund. You can't. You cannot run Ghana without Ghana Petroleum Fund. You cannot run Ghana without these funds. These are backbone solutions. So this is what we call nyansa. And so go and people ma buso say fund dia hin no mutumi de baye. Anything I'm actually say a leap for the start here atame the be expand here. I'll give that credit to him. Osisi binina no koshia broni ba no and I say hey ye bibi bu a nko for kakra na jantra na ya wo de bia wo na me yi ase and odi leap baye. Until I need them to but apart from that, the whole MPP, for fund mienu embaye in the history of Ghana. The same way they've not been able to build one university or one tertiary institution in Ghana. They can't point to one. These are the realities. NOB can NDC brought poverty alleviation. Mr. Which one is this? Okay, my team say Memfa. Mr. Which one is this? NPP for say omode a fund bi ba ma menchira ma bi. Now let me show you something. Maybe compare the bi a mu. One list where I'm the we. This list is an where NDC funds omode buy, and today all these ones are working. Ni nyina are working. And I'm boy. Say anyo am boss see National Health Insurance Fund is working. Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, is working. District Assembly Common Fund is working. When you NDC in the buy, we are talking about Road Fund. It is working today. Social Security, SNIT, is working. Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty, LEAP, is working. We can talk about Savannah Accelerated Development, SADA, NPP for Muguno. Do you remember? We can talk about Ghana Stabilization Fund. It is working. Ghana Heritage Fund. It is working. We can talk about Ghana Petroleum Fund. It is working. National Youth Employment Program, NAP Fund. It's working. School Feeding Program Fund, expanded funding mechanism, and also it's working. Energy Sector Levy, ESLA. It is working. All these ones, and this in the buyer, these are funds. Now, I'm sure idea. The NPP, right? Mobile power, almost say the funds by maybe sure idea. Look at this. Team, I need the NPP one. I'll get it. Don't worry. Now, maybe NPP for fund almost some of the other. No, I shall idea. We free ho. Na yakofa anoma jari for the ba. Anoma jari for ba almost some of the fund aba. Okay. Mommy and check anoma jari for no fund no. Me well anytime you be tell be antro NPP for Jimmy for we or mama you cry for. Now see this. This is the NPP. About power. Almost some of the Youth Start District Entrepreneurship Fund. So youth start that way. About power. Almost a commercial loan. You start. And he now bet who you start office back in Ghana. Before they left office. You start na MPP for the by the way. Now we can ask for Planting for Food and Jobs Funding Scheme 2017. Planting for Food and Jobs before election 2020. Now Planting for Food and Jobs fund no sikano away. Have you seen anybody saying say they went to an officer Planting for Food and Jobs office ahana foto on da ahana sikano? Have you heard anybody? MPP and kwasia for ma. Now let's talk about Planting for Export and Rural Development. This is another fund of the buy 2019. Sir, adewe when you almost the buy when policies in Planting for Export and Rural Development. And here fund a Planting for Export and Rural Development. When one office of Canada. When will be our two area and not two fear. What catcher will say, oh, and my jerry for no, policy be by us, a fund be by a hot juma. What is so Planting for Food and Jobs, funding office scheme office there. What is Planting for Export and Rural Development? What is so be a juma baby sada? MPP for almost one district, one factory. Who factory banner who is MPP for Isi Ghana? 2017. Sa anoma jerry for nkwara we anoma jerry for we. Busa almost say one district, one factory. Area ban yesi factory obi kwa adwuma ba ende me no te hey obi akwa adwuma say planting one district, one factory ya ma adwuma ho 7 years. Aha na me di ebo mabra. What will be Ghana da? Now we can talk about Nation Builders Corps. Almost from the NAPCO na way. Office way. NAPCO no. Your NDC MP before I policy. Me see policies in NAPCO for office away. Say no policy say a fund we are asking NAPCO for no office way. Where is NAPCO? Before 2019. NAPCO before 2019. Now they also brought COVID-19 vaccine acquisition and deployment fund. COVID-19 vaccine acquisition and deployment fund. Question is say, COVID-19 fund who accessed the fund? Me busan people before, mona mo more policies, mona more funds akese. Where office no way. Where is the COVID-19 vaccine acquisition and deployment fund? Acquisition, deployment. Ninyina sa COVID-19 fund sikani nyina mo komta sofa yekufu. Sikani way. Mo policies ninye. Kwasiafo mo yetum mufo amonte, mo ese moa, mo ese mpena. Now, kwasiafo some the National Health Insurance Fund, NHIF, continued financing expansion 2017-2024. National Health Insurance Fund. It's been there. The same MPP. Now, they came back and said, Roads Fund, continued statutory funding and expansion from 2017 to 2024. It's been there. They came and said, District Assembly Common Fund, allocation used heavily for project. 2017-24. All these ones, David, NPP, existing ones, you wouldn't say District Assembly Common Fund. The NPP capped it. They used it. The district common District Assembly Common Fund. The get fund. Intina sikabia mbem. Na sikabia mfrimumba. Intina yentumi si school. Na yentumi nya bibia. Yentumi nya district work bia. NPP for yekwasi afo. They are stupid people. Mo zipline away. Zipline no. We give it too much. MPP for mo zipline away. So as zipline bina mo some kofa no. Na say me who video. Me say zipline away. Zipline. Where is the zipline? Ah? Sanyo mo na mo de bae. Mo policies ni nie. Office be na be romance am policies we. The woman mo beto ye mo sa say no. District Assembly Common Fund omo say no. Omo say eye road fund. Omo say National Health Insurance. Ni nyina omo de aka be gu so ansa na omo kọ. The omo beto ye na omo sa de ka gu so omo discuss nyina. Kwasiafo. And then what Ghana say, Yanamon have an intellectual discussion. And who is an intellectual in the MPP? Who in the MPP is an intellectual? Tell me. Who in the MPP? This stupid MPP, who is an intellectual in? You guys will be an intellectual, I'm what I say. You guys will be an intellectual or use common sense. Any kakra ocean or the boom. And Kwasiafo kin kan buka mutu mu de mo fanye. And I'm friends intellectual. Do you know what intellectual discussion is? Oko NPP ni kwasia begina chairman won't be Jimmy way the chairman or say NPP for your intellectual discussion. Kwasia, we might have an intellectual discussion. Ain't more intellectual. Until there be a case of area boys. We have the men and the chairman won't be per lawyer onyebi. Atachiani akpia kubi dadana. There be almost a lawyers. A caterers. Doctors. Per lawyers this chairman won't be. Attachia anase apia kubi lawyer nim enye de bia na mo call law school no na keti amoro na mo yede oyo dwan akoya or mental problem ya at the age of 40 om de ko to pantan om yi ni ba Morris Sampao ono nya lawyer mo sere na lawyer for eni akọ school eni akọ law and ye pe obi akogina court akabrofo eyi chairman wontumi afiri asem ono anka se create ama no ho a kwasiafo ye nya lawyer o MPP mu Tema won't be quite wasako and arching police attaching. You people are liars. Nanado danko kufuado. On kanu kre oni certificate yako kana mubuofu. Ebe sinne obian to me bearman jina TV so kase kufuado. Show us your certificate in Kwasiafo. Besides, you want me to add one to it? Me team is a member MPP for no. Omon Kwasia policy me for ba kon kan. Ni ambu sam se
we ensema horo itimo ko so channel no so amna so jemre da sere so ba ndia dum be dum enia ye besan asomo